It's time to go coast to coast on CMRU.ca. Bringing you everything new in the hockey world, here's Landon Brown, Alex Burko, and Phil Trombley.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
It's almost December, which is...
Hi, Landon.
Hello, Phil.
There we go.
It is almost December. It is November 30th. Welcome to another edition of Coast to Coast. We've got so much today. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we say that almost every week, but like this week, we mean it again.
Yeah. So starting off the show with a little bit of admin. I believe our last show that we're going to do live is probably next Thursday.
Would it be?
Yeah, because the last day of classes is unless you want to do live shows until we're done finals, but I guess we probably should just after the last day of classes, because the last day of classes is on the 11th.
I'm kind of down to do one on the 14th too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll talk to someone who can get us in here on the 14th, and then we can do...
Well, the doors will still be unlocked.
Yeah, true. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, that once winter break starts, we will be doing Zoom shows, so I'll get those edited and everything. We still have yet to decide dates for that, but I'll provide more information on that probably on the 14th show then, just so you know when you can hear from us. But then we are back not January, so the first day class is January 4th, so then we're probably back with you that following Tuesday, which is the 9th. Starting next semester, our shows are going to be from 11 to 12:30. We're going to go an hour and a half starting next semester because of situations like this where we have to cut the musical intermission break because there's just so much to talk about.
Too much going
There's just too much going on.
Oh, it is a crazy time to be a hockey fan these days.
Phil, I'm not going to lie to you. When you first started talking to me at the beginning of the show, I could not hear a single thing. These headphones don't work.
Oh,
so I didn't know we were going, so that's why I was just sitting here like a dummy.
Shoot.
Did you figure it out?
I just used a different set of headphones.
Okay.
The mic works.
Yeah, the mic
So
works.
that's what
these
matters.
headphones, I couldn't hear a single thing. And the volume's up all the way, so I don't know what's up with these.
I love it. Are we good to go?
Yeah, so that's pretty much the admin I wanted to mention off the top. Then I'm going to throw to Landon over because he has a little special intro for this segment that we're going to talk about.
Well,
Landon, go ahead.
If you don't know, I'm a big nature guy. Love the natural world. David Attenborough, personal hero of mine. Love everything in the natural world, from the tallest of trees to the tiniest of bugs. But do you know my favorite bug of all?
What bug is that, Landon?
The E-bug!
The E-bug!
It's got to be the E-bug.
It's gotta be the E-bug.
And we had one in Calgary make an appearance, old Dusty Nickel.
Specifically, Dusty Nickel.
We were talking
the E-bug.
about that before the show. What a great name.
What a super dope
It's timeless.
What a 70s name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dusty Nickel.
So cool that things kind of lined up for him to come and do that, because obviously Dustin Wolf must have been away with the A.
I heard what happened is
I
you
did
had
also
a-
watch the broadcast. I do have an answer on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe Markstrom walked into the Dome at 4 something, like
Yeah.
4:25, I think.
And he was sick.
And then he left at like 5:15.
Yeah.
After the 5 p.m. deadline, you can't call someone up.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you have to use the E-bug.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Markstrom got sick after 5 o'clock. Calgary's hands were tied. So
Markstrom specifically.
former Mount
He had some
Royal
bad chicken
University
parm.
Cougar.
Yes.
Dusty Nickel making an
no,
appearance.
not Mount Royal University Cougar.
Mount Royal
Mount
College.
Royal College.
Sorry,
Cougar.
Mount Royal College
That's
Cougar.
how far back we go. It was a crazy game. Obviously, here we're talking about the 2-1 overtime win against Vegas, which was a great game.
Yeah.
I expected them to get completely blown out. Literally 2 minutes into the game, Vegas bowls over Vladar into the back of the net. Vladar hits the back of his head on like the crossbar or one of the other bars, and
Yeah, what he
Sportsnet
hit
did
it
it-
off the post. Yeah.
Yeah, Sportsnet did a fantastic job of this because while Vladar was slowly getting up, they kept showing shots of Dusty on the
Nickel.
bench,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
starting to panic because he's like, I have not played competitive hockey in a hot minute. We're 2 minutes into this game against the defending Stanley Cup champions, and I might have to play this entire freaking game. I loved it.
It's such a crazy
He,
scenario.
he didn't end up having to play, unfortunately.
No, but I
Um,
mean, everyone loves a good e-bug.
Everyone loves a good e-bug.
I mean, that's when we were talking about, this is throwing ahead in the show a little bit, about the term celebrity in the NHL regarding the coaches coming up for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
It's like celebrity in the NHL could mean David Aries, and he's also a very famous e-bug.
Absolutely. I mean, the e-bug situations are so fun because they're so rare, right?
Yeah, Edmonton had theirs,
Yeah.
and they put him in for a minute. Toronto did it.
Yeah. I mean,
last
if it was like any other team, if it was any other game, like if it didn't go to overtime, or like if we were getting blown out by Vegas, like I thought we were going to, it would have been cool.
Well,
to
and the
get
fact that Vladar
5
got run
minutes.
over.
Yeah. Oh,
Also, full disclosure, we might not get to things.
that's fine.
Oh,
That's
There's
Yeah,
just
fair.
things we just might not get to.
It was a big week.
Just
It
a
was
warning.
a huge week.
Drama-wise.
So
I
I'm
was
like in the
completely
last
wrong.
minute, I'll probably do a quick mention of we saw it. We
only
just didn't
an
have
hour.
time.
Yeah. But
But-
Turn it in the winter, we can get to it all.
Yeah, but first let's get into Calgary's week. They finished 2-1-0. I predicted 1-1-1, and that was an optimistic
yeah,
perspective.
I predicted 0-3. So
Yeah.
I'm the big loser here. Yeah, 7-4 win against Dallas, 3-1 loss to Colorado the next day, and then Monday we saw that huge win against Vegas. Mackenzie Weegar's goal in that overtime was nuts.
I love him.
With like 7 seconds to go,
I love him so much.
literally coast
Coast
to coast.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. That was really.
I love that
actually,
our-
I actually got to watch that game.
Just
so that
cool
was
as a
sweet.
cucumber out there, too.
Absolutely.
Just time's ticking down. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He's got this. They play Dallas tonight
Yep.
at home.
And then it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game homestand.
Let's go.
Dallas tonight, and then Vancouver on Saturday. I'm sad I can't go to that game. I had tickets and I have to sell them.
Ooh, I could go to that game. How much?
I have
we'll
a couple.
talk about it later.
I through work I bought like a group pack of tickets. So if you want to go, let me know and I'll shoot you the tickets. And then
We'll talk after.
Tuesday the 5th, Minnesota's in town with their new coach. We'll get to that as well. And then they're still in
Carolina.
town next Thursday for Carolina on the 7th, and then
then
New
the
Jersey comes to
Devils.
town at 2:00 before going on a 3-game road trip. I imagine we'll talk about that 3-game road trip next Thursday when we're back here with you guys.
Yeah. All right, so we got 5 more games, or 3 games until our next show. This one, and you know what? My predictions have been so bad.
Just
I'm
keep
gonna
making
say-
it.
I've been sniffing around. Like I haven't been too far off. I think I've been a game off each time, or like a
I'm-
point or two off a game.
I'm gonna go crazy here.
Okay.
3-0.
Hmm.
I think we beat Dallas tonight, we beat Vancouver, and we beat Minnesota. I think that would be crazy. And then that would make my other prediction even closer to coming true, because we can talk about this too. While my game prediction was completely wrong, because I said 0-3 and they went 2-1, my playoff situation
Yeah. The
prediction
the who's in and who's out. The homework assignment.
is
from a couple weeks
looking
ago.
pretty good right now. It's looking pretty good right now. So we jumped up like 6 spots just in the past week.
I am gonna copy paste my prediction from last week. I'm gonna say 1-1-1.
That's such a cop out.
I'm gonna say they beat. Ooh. I'm gonna say they beat Dallas. Regulation loss to Vancouver. Overtime loss to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Because on Saturday it's Indigenous night at the Dome, and Calgary tends to lose their promotional nights.
That's true.
Or their
That
cause
is
nights.
true.
I was there last year for Indigenous night against Minnesota, and they lost handedly.
They
So
also
yeah,
sucked.
yeah. So I'm gonna say 1-1-1.
That's fair.
Landon Brown.
I think I'm gonna go 1-2. I
Wow.
think they lose to Dallas and Vancouver just because those two teams both have a grudge,
That's true, because we just smoked Dallas 7-4.
and Vancouver. Before that, Calgary beat Vancouver. It wasn't like a blowout or anything, but they still beat them. And Vancouver is trying to run away with the President's Trophy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So
That's a good point. That's a good
I think
point.
they're gonna play hard, and I think Minnesota's gonna be out of gas by the time they play that game.
Yeah. I honestly, I really want us to win the Dallas game tonight, mostly because I work tonight, and I really want to blow the air horn, because I didn't really get to in the last game that I worked. So,
No, you didn't.
which was, I don't know what game that was, actually. It's been a while.
Yeah, Calgary, Minnesota. I think Calgary will beat Minnesota.
What is Minnesota's schedule coming into town? It is
Turmoil and chaos.
Nope. Okay, I think that's gonna be a loss for Calgary.
You do?
Yeah, because they're at home against Chicago on the 3rd. Then they have a day off, and they're here.
Okay, yeah, Minnesota's going to come in pretty primed.
Yeah, that's true.
That'll be a good game, actually, then,
And then
I think.
And then we're in Minnesota the following Thursday, on the 14th.
One thing that we kind of missed while looking at the post games.
What's that?
The Vegas game.
What about it?
Tanev.
Oh, yeah, we completely
Absolutely
forgot that.
decided that he wanted to have dinner, and that dinner was going to be a
Through a
pot.
straw.
That was a better way to go.
Yeah.
That was much better. That one looked like it hurt
He
a
full
lot.
on seal. He was like a seal.
He
like,
was.
Yeah.
plopping his head in front of the
So-
puck.
He was like,
So like not
that's gonna
to
look good on the camera.
not to overly compare it, but when I'm playing my beer league games, my goalie will say either get in the way of it or don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tanev fully decided to just get in the way of it no matter what.
But like, there's so many other parts of your body that you can use to stop a puck that isn't your mouth.
Yeah, that
I
isn't
just
what
love
you
that his
use
hands
daily.
are down by his side the entire time he's trying to like he doesn't
Like
not any reaction from his arms whatsoever.
Yeah, so that one hopefully is okay.
I mean, we're laughing because he is okay.
Yeah.
Like
he
he
didn't-
didn't, he
that's
didn't
true.
shatter his face or
That's
die. Or
true.
anything.
He's
No.
not on the injury list.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it obviously hurt. Like you look at Kuzmenko and he came back.
did
had
he
big
come
purple-
back in the game, Tanev?
Not in the game.
I didn't notice.
No.
I don't think he came back in the game, but like with
He was bleeding
Kuzmenko, he
pretty
only
good.
missed the one day and came back. And did you see that big purple sore he had on his chin?
Yeah.
It's like I'm sure Tanev will have one of those, but maybe in mustache area.
Well,
Because didn't he get hit in like the upper lip? I couldn't really tell where the puck hit him.
I mean, he spoke a couple days ago, so you know he's good enough to at least talk.
Yeah, but he's never had teeth to
When-
enunciate words.
When he got asked about that block shot, he says, probably not the smartest play.
Wow.
But it was the only way I was going to get in front of the puck.
But he should be an analyst.
Is there
And
a
he's just trying to do whatever it takes to not get scored on.
what
a hockey player.
toughest dude award in the NHL? Like who just goes out every
Yeah,
every
I think
game and-
Tanev should get it,
Yeah,
if there is one.
like
I
a
don't think there is
workhorse
one.
award.
There's the.
They're gonna have to call it the Chris Tanev Award.
Yeah,
when they
literally,
do
it's
decide
just
to
gonna
make
be
one.
the Chris Tanev Award.
Just whoever blocks the most shots and gets hit the hardest.
Yeah. So,
You know what just occurred to me?
what's up?
Dusty Nickel has an NHL page.
Yeah, I guess he would.
Well, yeah.
They have his one game with Mount Royal on here.
He only played one game with Mount Royal?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
In 2011, 2012, he played one game. He had a save percentage of .886 and 4 goals against.
Oh, poor guy.
Then he went to the AJ, where he had similar stats.
He has penalty minutes. Is that what I'm looking at here?
What?
Probably couple of slashes, couple trips,
He seemed like the guy.
couple
With-
blockers to the
with
dome.
the Calgary Canucks.
Okay, that's not on here. So
No,
sure.
I'm looking at Hockey DB right now.
Okay.
The Calgary Canucks.
That's what PIM is, right? Penalty minutes?
Yeah, that is Pims.
Yeah, so he's got in 09-10, 41 games played with the Calgary Canucks in the AJHL, 3 assists,
Guy's got more AHL assists than I do.
and
so-
Guys,
4 penalty minutes.
Guy's the Wayne Gretzky of goalies.
133 goals against in 41 games.
Ooh.
Is that
well,
good?
actually, I do know for a fact that the
133 and
Calgary
41.
Canucks struggled mightily in the AJHL
about-
because
that's
that's
about 3 and a
3 and a
bit.
quarter.
that's where
yeah.
the Dragons play in Drumheller, and the Canucks were the bottom of that league for a very long time.
Yeah.
I think they almost folded at one point,
You
or
know,
they
he
changed
made over
their name.
1,000 saves.
Oh, good for him.
So, good
Yeah.
for him.
He did it. He did his job.
He made playoffs.
I'm a big Dusty Nickel fan. If I could get a jersey from the Calgary Flames, I'd get
I
Nickel.
would love a nickel jersey.
and I
even
don't,
know
and
what
I
his
don't
number
like the
was.
Flames TikTok and CMRU.ca by Students for You. I don't like them. I like the Rangers, but I would get a Dusty Nickel jersey.
I would get a Dusty Nickel jersey. I think
We
that's
should-
all we got to say about the Flames for
Yeah,
now.
so let's move
I'm happy
on.
with him.
Let's move on to the Wild.
Yes.
Now, do we want to start off with the coach firing, or do we want
Yeah,
to start off with
let's-
Flower?
Let's start
Let's-
off with Dean.
Okay, I was going to say
Let's
Flower,
get
but
Dean
that's
out of
fine.
the way.
Okay. So, Dean Everson was let go of his coaching duties. I'm just trying to find my article here. I should really close. them
Also,
as
Dean
I'm
Evison has always
talking
looked like the
about this
scariest
stuff.
coach in the NHL to me.
He's like Creed from Office.
Yeah, like
He
he
does look
definitely is
angry.
Creed from
He's got that
Office.
stare.
And then they
Like,
replaced
If
him
I
with
was a
John
referee,
Hines.
if I was a referee and I made a bad call against the Wild, I'd be scared to go talk to the bench.
He went 147, 77, and 27 in 251 regular season games and 8 and 15 in the postseason without winning a series.
I mean, that's not
A series, hey?
awful.
I didn't know that.
That's
I don't think
terrible.
he's a bad coach, but I mean, we have to remember that Minnesota is missing $15 million out of their lineup this year,
That's
which
true.
is enough talent. Like you could get McKinnon or someone for that much
He
money.
David.
Yeah. So that's the amount of talent that's missing from that roster, even though they're paying for it, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I
But,
don't
like.
From a Sportsnet article written by the AP, Everson is already the second head NHL coach fired this season after Edmonton Oilers dismissed Jay Woodcroft. Not much has gone well for the Wild. 5-10-4 this season after bringing back largely the same roster due to salary cap constraints stemming from the contract buyouts 2 years ago of franchise cornerstones Zach Parise and Ryan Suter.
Yeah. They
So,
are 6'10".
they're in a
I-
very interesting predicament with Kaprizov and his contract.
Tell me if you think this is a jab. Not much has gone well for the Wild this season after bringing back largely the same roster.
I
Well,
mean, they were
not much-
good last year, so
Were they good last?
Well, they made the playoffs.
but they
And
didn't
they were
really
pretty good.
Do anything with it?
considering they have that $15 million hole, I'd say they did pretty good.
Yeah, but unless you win the Stanley Cup, you got to make changes.
Only the lowly San Jose Sharks have allowed more goals per game than Minnesota.
Ouch.
Yeah, Gustafson? Is it Philip Gustafson, the goalie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Phil
he-
Gustafson and Flower.
Yeah, Gustafson's had a bit of a tough go. I had him in fantasy for a little bit. and
That's
he was-
crazy. How do you have someone like Flower and suck?
He's not starting.
No, he's
Why?
because they're trying to go with Gustafson.
Yeah, you
But
got to go with the kid.
they're trying
apparently.
to transition into the like Kaprizov
But you have
era.
arguably one of the greatest goalies of the last little bit, and he's your backup.
Well, maybe that's why they changed coaches because maybe they didn't agree with his style.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think-
they agree wholeheartedly with you that Fleury should be the starter. And
Fleury absolutely should be the starter until he retires.
I think if this doesn't go well, I think Guerin's going to get fired.
I think that everyone is just waiting out this buyout nonsense, and then they're going to see what happens. I was actually surprised they fired Everson because
Oh, they didn't even just fire Everson. They fired the assistant coach, too.
Yeah.
because they had he ran the penalty kill, and apparently they had like the worst penalty kill in the league.
Yes.
So
66.7%.
yeah, that's not ideal, especially
That's
when you're playing
not
against
great.
teams like Vegas and Colorado
Yeah.
and Dallas on the regular.
Yeah.
Um,
The other thing with Minnesota that I wanted to get into is the Fleury thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's so stupid. And the NHL is so stupid.
Yes,
For
we love Fleury.
We love Fleury.
Yeah.
Obviously, we support Fleury. So basically what happened was it was the Wild who had their Indigenous night.
Nope.
No?
They were on the road.
Oh, they were on the
Oh,
road.
wait. Nope, they were at home. Sorry.
Yeah. So
Fleury was
I
backing
think
up.
it- I think
Sorry, I
he was
got
the
that crossed
backup.
up.
And his wife is Indigenous.
Mhm.
And he had a very nice, very clean
The
looking
helmet was
mask
so nice.
that was specifically for, Indigenous culture and heritage. And the NHL were like, nope, can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you kidding me? Every goalie in the world has custom helmets.
Well, and then Fleury is like, well, I'll pay whatever fine, and then they threatened the Wild organization.
yeah. Like, are you kidding me?
So that's not even the part that drives me the most nuts. The part that drives me the most nuts is there have been two goalies that have already put a Hockey Fights Cancer ribbon on their helmets.
yeah. Exactly. Like,
Where's the difference?
the difference is the difference
It's
is
racism.
Bettman's racist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
It's
about to say-
literally
I
it's
was
racism.
about to say, so the NHL is anti-cancer, but they're also anti-Indigenous people.
yes. Bold.
That is a soundbite. Right
Where-
there.
Holy cow.
Where am I lying?
That you're not
Where
lying.
am
That
I
was
lying?
just
No,
all
it's-
right.
It's
That was
just
going
when you
on.
say it like that, it sticks you right in the heart.
Alex, you may have just gotten coast to coast viral on TikTok.
Sure.
Anyway, I think that's a pretty big bummer, especially like it's just goalie
It's
masks.
also a beautiful mask.
It's
It-
a really
It's
really
a
nice
really good mask.
like yeah, regardless of the message, like the artwork on it.
Yeah,
is beautiful.
and that's what you see with most goalie masks. Like, and no one complains about
I was about to
anyone
look up
else's
Demko.
goalie masks. It's so silly, just so silly. NHL,
Because-
stop being racist.
Because for the most part, like a lot of Vancouver goaltenders also get Indigenous
Usually
artists
it's Indigenous art, yeah.
to design their regular helmets in general.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
is that.
So what's the problem? Like, I don't
Yeah,
get
I'm
it.
just looking up Demko's mask right now, but apparently it's got Will Ferrell on it, so it's not the direction I was going. But
No, but I'm really starting to like the players or the league saying, "Don't do this," and then you got Travis Dermott and you got Fleury saying, "Oh yeah, what are you gonna do?
well, I also
Like,
like
it's
that
literally just plants.
What are you gonna do?"
the Wild organization also backed up Fleury. They're like, yeah,
They did.
Yeah.
Like, if there is a penalty, like, we'll take it. And that's risky because already this year, like, I'm not saying this would have happened, but a team has been stripped of a first-round draft pick
Yeah.
in the Ottawa Senators.
Getting so many phone calls today. It's so wild.
Yeah.
He
Just so,
did
like-
wear it. He wore it for warm-up.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, because I
Even
don't
though-
think he
because
wanted
he
to
didn't
mess
start
it up.
again.
yeah.
And I don't think he wanted to get, like, puck dings and stuff off of it so that they
Yeah,
could auction it
obviously.
off.
He also didn't play.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
because Gustafsson played.
How
I get playing
How do you kick
Gustafsson
up
in Sweden.
dust at a warm up mask?
Yeah, like, who cares?
Right? I'm just thinking about some of the crazy stuff I've seen at warm-ups in the NBA.
Like, there's a bigger issue. The NHL's taking a bigger issue towards Marc-Andre Fleury wearing a goalie wearing his Native American heritage mask for his wife than they did when Connor Bedard took the ice with no helmet.
Yeah.
Same with Fantilli and
Fantilli.
like two other rookies. I
I
think.
do have a question. I've heard this, but did Marc-Andre Fleury's wife design the mask as well?
I-
Is she an artist?
So
I don't
no.
think so.
Okay.
So I think what it is that Flower went to an Indigenous artist and got elements from his wife's Indigenous heritage on the helmet.
Okay,
I think
I
think that's what happened.
I had read that she had designed it, but I wasn't sure if that was true.
I didn't
that,
really
like,
think about
maybe
her
she-
designing it.
Maybe that she was an artist. I just wondered because I was gonna like go look up some more art and give her a little plug. Go look at some nice art, but now I don't know what artist to support.
all of them. Support all the artists.
I love the flower look on his helmet though, just
Yeah.
including the nickname plus the
It's-
art was
like,
so
it's
good.
Such a really nice helmet.
It's very nice.
Like
So-
the all white look is such an underratedly clean
It is.
Goalie
It's so
helmet.
clean.
look, especially on pads too. It's just so nice.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think we're all in agreement that we're glad the players are just doing what they think is
Yeah,
the
they
right thing
don't
to
really
do, and
care.
Absolutely.
they're not buckling to the corporate
No.
pressure of the NHL,
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So we'll see what happens there.
Also, because it's for the right reasons. It's not like they're doing it out of spite for the wrong reasons or anything. They're
Yeah,
doing it
and,
for the
like-
right reason.
I was going to say something and I just lost it. I was going to say, like,
Yeah,
instead of supporting the guys that went against, like, the Pride Nights and stuff.
Yeah, like the
for the
Stalls
wrong
and Ivan
reasons.
Provorov.
okay, so
So they sided with them, and now they're getting mad at the people that are still standing up for the stuff.
I can
Like,
understand all the Rush people are doing it, but the one that drives me the most insane is Eric Stahl,
Yeah,
Yeah.
who already wore one.
who already wore one, and then he said, "I didn't wear one." Bro, there's video proof that you wore one. What are you talking
Your
about?
professional career is on television. We know what
Yeah,
you
no
wore.
one knows
wore.
these things.
Yeah, I'm just reading this article from The Guardian about Fleury's mask, and it's not saying that. It's saying that mask is honoring his wife, but it's not made by her.
No, I don't think it was made by her.
Okay, I might have just misunderstood or just read a bad article.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
But it's such a nice mask.
Just, it is a
Like
really
I
nice
could
mask.
see that style of art showing up in kitchens and things, just like as prints on
Yeah.
walls.
I can see
exactly.
that on like a dish towel.
vase,
Yeah, right?
a dish towel.
It looks like it could be embroidered really,
Yeah,
really
it
well.
looks like it's cross stitched. Looks really good.
Yeah, I don't know how they got the cross stitch look with paint.
Yeah,
Like artists are just
that's insane.
So
amazing
good.
to me. Yeah.
But
Like-
I'm gonna. Are we good to move on?
Yeah, I'm good to move on.
we're just
Okay,
fanboying over
we
Fleury.
got our sound bites that we
Yeah.
need.
I'm gonna keep being mad for a second.
Oh, let's do
Go
it.
off.
So just as I started to commend the NHL for being consistent in their discipline, you have Jacob Trouba home running Trent Frederick's head for a fine.
Let me see this. I haven't
Yeah.
seen this.
I
It
was
is
surprised that it wasn't a suspension.
Insane.
I want to see the video.
Because, okay, I was thinking about this the other day when I was lifeguarding because I was at work and I was squeegeeing, and I was like, I'm squeegeeing on a wet floor right now. If I lose my balance and swing this, like, I would be able to control it going at someone's head, even if I had lost my balance and in that quick second was trying to catch it. Like, I wouldn't hit someone in the temple with it, regardless if I was like falling over unintentionally.
What?
Like,
that was a fine.
Because people are saying that it was he like lost his balance and whatnot.
People are saying it's accidental, which, you know, as every NHL penalty is, it relies solely on intention.
Yeah, like the odd high sticking penalty can be accidental if you're careless, but still, you're still at fault for being careless.
Do you guys remember?
He literally makes eye contact with him before the hit.
Do you guys remember a few years ago now? I think it was Gustav Nyquist on the wings. Pretty much slashed Jared Spurgeon in the face.
I remember something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I know that one.
If you want to pull it up on your laptop, it's basically the same thing.
Spurgeon?
Yes. I think it's Nyquist and Spurgeon. And because in the Nyquist and Spurgeon instance, you can see Nyquist look up at Spurgeon because Spurgeon was.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was a battle along the boards, and Spurgeon keeps cross-checking Nyquist, which is, it's not nice, but it's legal. And then Nyquist falls to the ice, turns around, and just wham, Spurgeon in the face. I see that as fairly similar to what Trouba did, because he looked at Trent Frederick and then
I think
took his
this
head
was
off.
a little bit more malicious. Just looking, because I just looked at these videos back to back.
Yeah, side by side.
I think the Nyquist's high stick was a little bit more malicious because he's like on his knees, stares up at him, and goes, "I'm gonna smack you right now."
And how many games does it say? How many games he got for it?
No, I'm just looking on YouTube.
Okay, I'll see.
Probably a lot.
But I see that as the same thing because it's both measured. It's both measured high sticks. You can see intent.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
NHL suspends because I've Nyquist 6 games.
6 games.
And you're telling me the thing that Trouba did to Trent Frederick is nothing.
Well,
here's my problem with
It
this.
should be 4.
the thing with the Trent Frederick one too, the play wasn't even going on. It was over.
Here's one of my problems with this. One of my problems with this is they try to suspend on the act itself, not the. So if someone was to get hit from behind, they try to suspend on the hit from behind, not if the player stayed down or not.
Right.
If Trent Frederick falls like a bag of potatoes, Trouba's gone.
Yeah. There's actually an example of that from
Should've-
the
he
game
could've-
last night. There was a knee-on-knee incident, and Lucas Raymond went down, but he got back up. So it was only a 2-minute penalty. But had he stayed down, that would have been a game
He's
misconduct.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the intention to take a baseball swing at someone's head.
Yeah. Swinging
Like,
for the
even if it
fences.
wasn't intentional, you still are responsible for your stick. It never needs to be this high with
No,
that
ever.
force.
No.
I think I'm in like 5 or 6 fantasy pools. I have Trouba on at least 4 of them. And I'm saying should have been suspended.
Yeah, he should have been
There's
suspended.
Yeah,
no
and
bias here.
I'm a big Ranger fan, but I'm also a fan of hockey, and that
Yeah.
wasn't hockey.
No, that wasn't
Exactly.
that was baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know.
speaking of 10-minute misconducts, let's go to the game where, and I quote the referee, everyone on the ice has 10 minutes for misconduct.
Yeah,
Man.
the Sens and Panthers
What
game.
a legendary referee call.
Like, do you think he knew he was doing something so legendary
Absolutely.
as he was doing it?
Absolutely, he knew it.
There's also part of it. There's also part of it is like there's no way he remembers all those players in his head.
No,
So that's the only thing
absolutely
he could
not.
have
He just
said.
goes, everybody on the
Everybody
ice
else
has
gets
10-minute
10-minute
misconduct.
And
that was hilarious.
I know the minor hockey rule, but I actually don't know the NHL rule on multiple fights at the same time. Is it immediate suspension if you're like a secondary fight? Because I know in like minor
Not a
hockey and like
suspension, I
the
don't
AJ
think.
and stuff, if there's one fight going on, that's okay. They just get fighting. But if you're the second fight and the referees
Yes.
can't come, then you get
Yes.
kicked out of
Alex
games
has
for
the
that.
answer.
Because I remember that from the Calgary Dallas series where I think Tkachuk fought Klingberg.
Of course, it was good shot.
and then Anderson fought someone on Dallas, Michael Raffle, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
and Raffle and Anderson got tossed.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. It's like a safety thing and a respect for the officials.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just so much about this last game that just makes it so
To
much
be honest,
fun.
I don't completely understand what even happened to set it all off. Like, it was a nothing.
It was just
It was
that
a
kind of
nothing
game,
burger
man.
from Brady Tkachuk, and then all of a sudden it was a Napoleon style battle out
Yeah,
there.
honestly, that call I think was also partly trying to save some semblance of face for the refs because that game got so out of hand so quickly. What I love about that game, though, and again, Sportsnet did a great job of using their multiple camera angles and going to Tkachuk's father, both because they're playing against each other.
And
the
Grandma
two
Tkachuk,
Tkachuks,
too.
and Grandma Tkachuk. Such gold. Seeing how disappointed they were.
Well, it makes me wonder about their Thanksgiving the weekend before.
Oh
Just-
man, I wish I watched that entire game. I only watched highlights after I
was
heard
this
about
just
the
a
carnage, but-
continuation of the Tkachuk Thanksgiving? Like,
Okay.
did
Yeah,
they just
probably.
fight at their grandma's house the whole time? and
So I
then-
did just fact check what I said about the Anderson Raffle Klingberg Tkachuk fight.
Yeah.
I got the people right. I got the people that are tossed wrong.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So it was. I just want to get this right because I hate being wrong about this.
Fair enough.
Tkachuk and Raffle initially fought, and then Klingberg and Anderson fought after, and then Klingberg and Anderson were tossed.
Yeah.
I was at that game.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was at 2 games that series, and they won both of them.
Nice. That's sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was a super fun game. I don't even remember who won that game. I think.
Oh, Florida shut out Ottawa 5-0.
Right. Yes, because there was a video that I saw after the game of Corpusalo,
The stick slash thing.
the Ottawa's goalie.
Yeah, the
not
stick
the
slash
stick
thing?
slash,
Okay.
but him just screaming.
Yeah, because he went behind net to pick up the
To
puck.
pick up the puck.
And no one was
and he
coming.
was like,
He's like,
"Come
what are you
get
doing?
the puck!" And I thought that was really funny too.
Yeah, that made me. I don't want to say smile because that's the wrong word, but
It made me laugh.
it gave me an appreciation for the passion that some goalies have because you rarely see it. So I thought it was cool to kind of see, even though it came at Corpusalo's expense. I thought you were going to reference the thing that set off all the misconducts was when Tkachuk walked in, shot on Bob, and then as he was skating by him, kind of kicked him a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought he gave him like a little tap with a stick.
No, he didn't like full NFL punt his pad, but he kind of like soccer pass with the inside foot.
Yeah.
He kind of soccer passed Bobrovsky's pad.
Okay, I did
And
miss
then-
that.
and
Then
then
I thought he just hit him with a
Kulikov
stick.
Directly behind Tkachuk said, "Hey, no." And then
That's my Bob.
it was like a Looney Tunes like cloud of fists and feet.
Oh, that's so funny.
That was so cool.
I love
though.
that.
Every now and then you need
What
a game like
what
that.
a game.
That
What a
picture of the
game.
bench with Maurice counting all the people on his bench.
Oh,
I took a screenshot of that and I sent it to my beer league team. Like, where have I seen this before?
it's just
And, like,
such gold.
Did you see the
man.
one of
So
Anthony
much gold.
Stolarz, the backup goalie on the Florida
just
bench?
sliding back and forth.
Yeah, just sprawled out because he never gets any room.
Like just so much went. Well, I mean, I don't know if you want to call it went right or went wrong to give us these amazing moments that I love.
Senators, Panthers combined for 167 penalty minutes in tension-filled game.
That is insane.
That is the most since a game in 2016. I remember hearing, but it's not in the article
The
here.
game's only 60 minutes.
Yeah,
That's like 3 games of penalties.
almost 3 games. Yeah.
That's so nuts. Oh, that was
Yeah, I
fun.
can't find the article here.
I
but
enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
it was the most penalized game since 2016. I can't seem to find which game it was. Also,
was a
just to properly credit that Klingberg Anderson article is from Kristen Shilton from ESPN. Do we want to move on?
I'm good
Have we
to move
talked
on.
about that to the point where we don't have to anymore?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, so
I enjoyed that.
we're gonna move on, and I told the guys before the show, give me 4 minutes. Give me 3 or 4 minutes to talk about this one thing.
Whoa!
What'd you guys do?
Landon's mic just fell down.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
I don't know how. There's no bolt.
Okay,
It was never in.
Okay, so while you set that up again, I'm gonna talk about the Corey Perry thing for 4 minutes, because I'm gonna say all I need to say for 4 minutes here. So, for those of you that don't know, Corey Perry and the Blackhawks were playing a game I believe this past Wednesday or the Wednesday previous. And something came up about, so Perry took warm up. Something came up about an instance that he took part in. And he was quickly taken off the ice during warm up, which kind of drew the interest of everyone there, saying, "Oh, well, like, was there a trade or is there an injury or something?" And then, so I'm gonna deal with the facts first. The facts are that, according to Frank Saravalli, during this team event thing, I'll pull up the tweet in 30 seconds here just so I get my facts straight. There was an alcohol-related incident involving Corey Perry and a team employee. Once that issue came up, he was subsequently pulled off the ice, as I mentioned in the warm-up. That's not really what I want to go off about. I want to go off about what the rumor that has been spread across hockey Twitter, across hockey world for this whole thing. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to. If you are not aware of it, it's easy to find.
Yeah, and it deserves to be gone off about.
I'm not going to mention it. I don't want to. I want to keep this podcast kind of civil, so I'm not going to mention anything about it. If you started that rumor, how dare you? That rumor came up because clearly that rumor must have started from someone. Surely someone said, "Oh, it was on the mom's trip. Surely this happened."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a troll.
But and then it got
and
traction
then everyone took it and
somehow.
ran with it.
Well, it's like those the billionaires in that submarine that exploded or imploded. People just find something, they think it's funny, and they take it too far.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Slightly different, but sure.
The thing is, what happened with this is like it started getting picked up on like reputable
News
sites,
feeds,
right?
Yeah,
these
they
quote unquote
gave credit.
these quote unquote hockey pages.
Yeah, and like there's some people out there that are too stupid to actually realize that it's a joke. Like when I was at work, I was working yesterday, and a couple people came up to me and he was like, "Hey, did you hear what Corey Perry did to get suspended?" And I was like, "I swear to God, if you say this, I'm leaving."
Yeah.
And then they said exactly what you'd think they would say. And
Yeah.
I was like, I just stopped talking to him. I was like, I'm not having this conversation.
Because, yeah, there's a real person involved that's not identified in this also. That
Yes,
has real
that too.
feelings.
Exactly.
They have real feelings.
I don't know. I like I'm on another radio show here at Mount Royal, and I went off about a Fox sideline reporter saying that she makes up stuff if she can't talk to a coach.
Legend.
What?
Absolute legend.
Yeah.
Like as a comedy bit or as a real journalist?
as a real thing, because as
okay,
a journalist,
never
because like she like
Like if it was for like the Daily Show, like Jordan Klepper or something, that's hilarious.
no
but-
like she said on a podcast that if she can't talk to a coach, she'll make something up. And I went off about that for about 5 or 6 minutes on that show. So
That's so crazy.
I really want to go back to the whole theme of credibility.
And like journalistic integrity.
Yeah, like not only because I haven't seen like CBC or Sportsnet or anyone post about that rumor. Cool, that was 4 minutes. I haven't seen anyone post about that rumor, thankfully.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to find the rumor, it's easily found.
Yeah, just check
How
Reddit.
how
or
dare
Twitter.
the people that kind of ran with that start that?
Yeah.
I personally never believed it because I haven't heard anything from the NHL about it.
Well, also, and it's easy to not believe because
People are absolutely in their rights to not believe them because of what the Blackhawks have done recently.
and also like you think it also is so disrespectful to the I don't know how to say this without actually bringing it up, but it's so disrespectful to
To the player.
mother,
To the player and the mother.
but to the mother who has done so much to get her son into the NHL to be one of the biggest stars in the world. This is coming from someone who doesn't have that much affection for Connor Bedard. But
Yeah, what's your fantasy team name?
Bedard sucks.
Yeah.
With an X.
But like someone who's sacrificed and worked so hard to get her son to the point where he is, And this, not even 4 months in the league. This is what you're putting this woman through?
You also-
Are you kidding me?
You're also
Honestly-
putting this woman and this person who was a legal child less than a year ago.
Yeah.
A legal child less than a year
Less
ago.
than like 3 months ago. Like, ridiculous.
What are you doing?
Like, I hate the
To be,
internet.
I did like Davidson coming out and just outright like killing the rumors.
rumor.
You don't have to
He got
believe him, I
choked up.
guess.
He got
Yeah.
choked up during the presser.
And like some people are gonna say it was like staged and acted, but
Shut up.
The fact that
Yeah.
he went out and actually did it is more than I expected Chicago to do. Like that he went out
Absolutely.
and denied all. I thought they would maintain radio silence. I thought they wouldn't even acknowledge it.
I tried so hard not to yell during this thing.
Hey,
I really
it's okay.
did.
That's usually my job.
But
Honestly, I didn't think they would even acknowledge it. So the fact that they did and he outright like just said no and stop it. You're being wrong.
Chicago's so wild.
You're
No, and
doing all
stop
of
it.
this
You're
wrong.
doing a bad thing. Anyway, Chicago is no stranger to doing bad things.
No.
But-
and I really hope Connor Bedard gets out of there because that came out this week too. I don't know if it was because of the rumor or before the rumor or whatever, but he said he doesn't like it there.
I mean, that's believable. I've never been to Chicago and I don't care for it.
Well, I mean, Chicago's not that bad of a city.
I've seen
it's to the
Shameless.
organization. It's kind of a cool city. I mean, have you seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Come on.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's
but-
a pretty cool city.
I mean,
but-
all I know about Chicago is through TV and like people making fun of it because that's what you do on TV is you make fun of cities.
yeah, that's true.
okay, personally, I'm a little bit done talking about Corey Perry and
I'm kind of
the Blackhawks.
I'm ready to move on as
But
well.
I do want to mention one thing before we move completely off this topic. Sportsnet wrote an article on this. It's credited to the Sportsnet staff, so I don't have one specific person to call out.
Yep.
At the bottom of this article, I'm going to read you the last two sentences, okay?
Oh God.
Perry is a four-time NHL All-Star and won the 2011 Hart Trophy as an MVP as a member of the Anaheim Ducks. The minor hockey product from Peterborough, Ontario, has 4 goals and 5 assists in 16 games this season. Can I be objective here? That does not matter.
Yeah, but that's just something you have to put in.
Alex, do
You
you
don't
know
have to. You don't have to.
I'm
for our
sure it's
next
kind of
class.
in there, like for someone who's writing for Sportsnet. I'm sure that's kind of in like this is what we want you to put into like every.
Yeah, it's how you.
I don't agree with it.
It's how you build a story
but-
without having to like reintroduce everything.
Yeah,
Basically,
But I don't agree with it. I'm with you, but
it's because you have to
they
treat
probably
every
had
article.
to put that in without. Like maybe they didn't want to put it in, but if you look at like every single article, that's how that ends.
I hate
you
that.
have to treat
also
every
I hate that
article-
with a passion.
You have to treat
That
every
does
article
not
like no
matter.
one has any outside information, even if it's like a continuation
Here.
of the same story.
Okay.
You have to give all of that information.
Let me
Yeah.
I just know that from one of my journalism
here.
courses.
I'm willing to bet if I found an article about the Cal Beach situation, there is not one article that mentions Joel Quenville's coaching record at the bottom of it.
Well, he's not a player.
It would mention the organization.
But he was part of it.
That's true. Anyway,
Moving on.
Let's
I'm
move
tired.
on.
I'm
Can
tired of
we-
being mad for what, like 25 minutes
Yeah.
now.
Can we move on to Hitman Corner?
Yes, in my corner go.
Awesome. Well, I mean WHL Corner because we're gonna start. You mentioned Corey Perry's from Peterborough. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So fun little video before I get into the Hitman that we found that I showed the guys before we came on.
Yep.
The Peterborough Petes.
You know what? Good turn. Good happy turn.
They won the Memorial Cup last year. They have a super fan who has been a fan of the hockey team for 65 years. They posted this on their TikTok today. I think it was today. They gave her one of the championship rings.
That's so neat.
Which is such
That's
a
so
beautiful little
cool.
thing. I love it. I think it's really, really cute. And that's about the only happy thing I really have to talk about right now because it has been.
Didn't the Hitmen also trade someone this past week and you're back in the what are they doing area?
Oh, how did I forget
that
about
was, like,
that?
right after
yeah,
our last
that was
show, I
like
think.
immediately after
yeah,
our last
I think it
show.
was immediately after the show, and you said you're back in the I don't know they're doing thing.
I am back to the I don't know what we're doing thing because we traded. It was Carter McAdams. We traded. Which was really unfortunate because I really like Carter McAdams. I think he was a great addition to the Calgary lineup. This was so long a time ago. I can't even find the article on it. But they traded him. Don't remember where they traded him to, but they traded him for a draft pick. And Carter McAdams now this season he was kind of on the third or fourth line. Last season he was on the first line, and he was aggressive. He was a force on the ice. he had the skills to score, but didn't necessarily get the opportunities to score. He was 6th on the team. Right now, even though he hasn't played the last 4 games because he got traded, he's 6th on the teams. He played 4 games, he's got 4 goals and 6 assists. Like, I don't understand what that move is about, especially just for a draft pick. And McAdams wasn't an older dude. Like, he still had 2 years.
I'm also aware of, in the CHL, that you can't trade players that are, like, under 18 without them asking to be traded. Is he over 18?
I think he is.
Okay, because I know sometimes that can be involved, too. So, like, the player has to actually, like, permit them to be traded because they're young and are in school. So.
Yeah, he's a 2004. They traded him to the Tri-City Americans.
Okay.
He's 19, yeah. So
okay, so I don't know how the trade rules work for a 19-year-old.
I don't.
I'm aware of the
either.
like under 18 rule because they were talking about it last year with Bedard when he was still in the dub because they were trying to trade him to like Kamloops or something.
Yeah.
Because Regina was never going to win.
Yeah, they should.
So they were trying to like make a marketing move by trading him to a team that could win.
Yeah. Anyway, since our last show, we've played 3 games against again Edmonton and again Red Deer and again Lethbridge. The Edmonton game was a home game. It was fantastic. We won that 7-3. Our boys are doing pretty good on that one. The Red Deer game, which I was at, was quite an exciting game, actually. Or no, I wasn't at that. That was in Red Deer. What am I saying? I'm tired. Anyway, 4-3 overtime loss in Red Deer and a 4-1 loss to Lethbridge yesterday. That one was unfortunate, especially because right now we want to be gearing up. We play Medicine Hat tomorrow. And then it's time for the teddy bear toss.
On the 3rd.
And I'm looking at the Ticketmaster. This is crazy. There are less than 200 tickets left, including press level. The Saddle Dome is nearly sold out.
Did you also see that the jerseys being auctioned off starting today?
That's sweet. I actually
starting as of 47 minutes ago.
Do they do
I
a
didn't
special
see that.
jersey or is it just
Yeah.
a regular?
Yeah, it's got like teddy bears on it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I might buy a Shigell jersey for that, actually.
It is currently at $0.
Sick.
Ben Kindle also at 0. Yakimchuk also at 0.
Well, yeah, it just opened.
Yeah, but there are a couple jerseys that already have bids on it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's their
let me
grandmothers.
guess. I haven't looked. Let me guess.
There are 2.
Buenaventura?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
Galloway.
That's 1.
Oh, what would the other one be? London.
Nope.
Hoylett.
Mm-mm.
Who?
Alex Garrett.
Garrett. Garrett's got a bet over Buenaventura.
Yeah, his grandma wants his jersey.
Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of cool,
Or
actually.
he does.
Yeah, or he does.
My girlfriend's guess was Tulk.
No, Tulk is also at 0.
Yeah. All right. Well, I might bet on. I might bet on Shigell and Kindle, actually. I love those guys. Anyway, one last thing. Craig Button, not Craig Conroy. Craig Button's list for the World Juniors. His ranking came out today, this morning, and our boy Carter Yakimchuk, he's on there. He's sitting 16th. Which means, like, obviously he's probably going to get to go on that team, which is really exciting. That team should be released probably pretty soon here.
Yeah, at least the first iteration of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So pretty exciting to see Carter Yakimchuk on that. And then another kind of exciting name for us Calgary fans, Tidge Iginla, also in that ranking. So lots going on there. I'm so excited for the Teddy Bear Toss. I haven't been to one since I was like 12.
Okay.
And I'm really excited to go to it. So that's
it'll be
Hitmen
really
Corner.
fun.
And we're all everyone kind of places, we don't actually place bets, but we kind of make our guesses on who we think's going to score it.
Okay.
I really, really hope it's Shigell, because as far as I know, and my girlfriend's going to text me to make sure I'm right, he's been with the Hitmen his entire WHL career. So, and this is his last.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's 5 years.
So it'd be really special if
He has played 5 teddy bear tosses. He has not scored the teddy bear toss goal.
Oh.
So I would really, really love it.
Yeah, this will
She
be one
just
of
texted me
those.
saying I'm correct. I would really, really, really like it for Sean if he got that. I think it would be really special, because that is a really special goal. Even like the opposing teams know that. So even if because we're playing St. Albert, I don't know how good St. Albert is. If St. Albert's kicking our butts, halfway through the third, they're gonna let us score.
Yeah, no one's getting a shutout against the Hitmen on Teddy Bear.
No,
Class night.
absolutely
No.
not. You know how that would be such a terrible thing to do. That would just suck. So, yeah, I'm really excited for that. I really hope it's Sean or Galloway.
Yeah.
Or Buenaventura. A goalie Teddy Bear goal. That'd be nuts. Anyway, that's Phil's minor corner.
Okay, so as we get into the last about 9 minutes here of the show, a couple injuries, one signing and one trade to briefly go over. Former Flame Mark Giordano is out week to week with a broken finger,
Womp womp.
which makes Toronto's defensive situation even worse. With Liljegren out since the Marchand slew foot. That wasn't a slew foot, but it was though. And Klingberg being out with a hip something or other.
A pip.
Speaking of hips, Kane signed with the Red Wings. He hopes to make his debut with the Red Wings in 7 to 10 days, per an article on NHL written by Dan Rosen yesterday. He signed a 1-year, $2.75 million contract, and people are I forget who made the tweet, but someone was pointing out that someone was pointing out 4 other players that had the same surgery that Kane did. None of them played over 50 games.
Yeah, it's a risk for sure, but it's also Kane.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the
And it
tweet.
doesn't seem like it's going to really do any detriment to Detroit. They're adding in a good player, but if not, if they have to scratch him, Detroit's still going to be okay.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm so stupid. I was so tired when I heard about this, and I was like, Evander Kane? And I had the two mixed up. And I was like, isn't that? And then I mixed up Evander Kane with Corey Perry. So I was like, isn't that the guy that just got spent? Anyway, I'm really silly. I just Googled Kane, and this is a not hockey-related fun fact at all. The first thing that came up is the mayor of Knox County in Tennessee. His name is Kane. Just Kane.
Just Kane, like Bono or Cher?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
Kane?
So, sorry to distract, but I think that's kind of funny.
Thank you for stalling so I can find the tweet.
Oh, there we go.
Cam Robinson on Twitter at hockey_Robinson. NHLers post hip resurfacing surgery. Notice this is not just a labrum surgery. This is hip resurfacing. Different procedure.
Yep.
Nicholas Backstrom, 47 games, 22 points. Carl Hagelin, 0 games, 0 points. Ryan Kessler, 0 games, 0 points. Ed Jovanovski, 37 games and 5 points.
I didn't know Jovanovski had that done.
Apparently he did. I didn't know that
Yeah.
either. Remember Ed Jovanovski? Anyway.
I do like
I do.
Jovanovski.
Anyway, the history of the stats aren't looking good for Kane, but
That is a surprising stat. I didn't realize it was such an unsuccessful return to play.
it's not so much unsuccessful. It's just your runway is short.
Well, yeah, the guys who are all getting it are also at the end of their career.
Exactly. Like Carl Hagelin's at the end of his. Nick Backstrom looks like he's at the end of his.
Yeah. Did Sean Monahan have that surgery? Or did he have something else?
Labrum.
He had labrum? Okay.
Yeah, labrum.
The resurfacing, it sounds quite invasive, and it just takes a long time to get comfortable with your new surfaced hips.
Yeah. But, I mean, with DeBrincat on the same team, maybe he can try and find that same spark that he had in Chicago.
Yeah, they tried it with Panarin. Kind of was okay.
Kinda.
I know. When he went to the Rangers were just too full of talent by the time they brought him in that they didn't really have a spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm excited to see him play with the Brinket. I think it'll be good for Detroit if Kane can come in and produce and let Lucas Raymond kind of get back to his top self.
Just from an NHL Trade Rumors article written by Dave Littman 2 days ago about the past history with hip resurfacing. Carl Hagelin, 35, who retired this past summer after being unable to come back at all from the procedure in February, and Ryan Kessler had surgery when he was 36. People forget that Kane is 35.
Yeah.
He's not young anymore.
No.
So I don't want to wish him any ill will. I just don't see this going far.
So yeah, we have to be realistic a little bit.
Like, if he makes it to the end of the season, that's a success.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, I could see them bringing him in, and if they make the playoffs, he would be their guy to lead them in the playoffs. But otherwise, I feel like the leadership roles on the team aren't going to like change drastically or anything.
No.
I did just
until
see
the
a tweet.
playoffs.
I just saw a tweet that he's not playing tonight.
Yeah, he didn't play yesterday.
Again,
either.
like 7 to 10 days, and it was written yesterday, so he's probably going to try and get in for, I don't know, probably the 7th to 10th of December.
I've read he's like physically healthy. He just wants to practice more and like get used to playing with his new teammate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is
fair enough. Build some chemistry. Also getting back to the injury news, Theodore of the Vegas Golden Knights is week to week after surgery for an upper body injury.
Ooh.
I think I have him on one of my fantasy teams. That's a little bit of a hit, but he's on my IR, and I picked up someone else so far.
Aiden Hill, let's go.
This article doesn't have anything about the upper body injury, just about that he has surgery on it. He missed the past 3 games, leads Vegas defenseman in goals, assists, points, and plus minus. So a bit of a hit for Vegas's back end, but their work ethic tends to be pretty strong, so I'm not overly worried about them.
yeah,
Dougie
their-
Hamilton's
their-
day today too.
Their offense might slow down in Vegas a little, but I think defensively they're still fine. Because Shea Theodore's a pretty good offensive defenseman.
Upper body injury for Dougie Hamilton as well.
So just for Vegas, I think defensively they'll be fine. They might just lose a few points in the offensive zone.
With 3 minutes left, I think, Landon, do you have stuff on the Beauvillier trade?
Oh, yeah. So we had a trade of Beauvillier to Chicago.
Yep.
Because Chicago needs serviceable NHL players to play on their roster.
Gee, what happened?
Between Taylor Hall getting hurt and being done for the season and Corey Perry also getting relieved of his duties within the organization, they are just down 2 veteran NHL players that they just need players.
Yeah.
So they traded for Beauvillier. And if we all remember, in that Beauvillier trade for Bo Horvat, there was a first-round pick involved that ended up getting sent to Detroit for Roenick.
Right.
Philip Roenick,
Yep.
Yeah.
which turns out to have been I was really skeptical of that at the start, but watching Roenick this season play with Quinn Hughes so far, worth it, worth the
Absolutely.
7th overall pick, I think,
Yeah.
especially for how good Vancouver's doing. So it may have taken a little bit of extra work, but that trade seems to have worked out for both teams, because otherwise the parts obviously Bo Horvat in New York worked out well, but in Vancouver, Atu Ratti is not on the NHL roster. Beauvillier has been traded.
Yeah.
And that first round was traded for Roenick. So he's all they have to show on their NHL roster right now for that trade for Bo Horvat. Because Atu Ratti's still in the organization, he's just in Abbotsford.
What a name.
I know, I really like Atu Ratti.
Atu Ratti.
And when they drafted him in New York, he fell to the second round, and I'm pretty sure he was projected to go top 10. So I don't know what happened in his
Crazy.
draft year. But
Who knows? The draft is always a wild
that's our
thing.
little trade tree. I called it a trade sprout.
Yeah,
because
love
it's not that big.
Just
That's
from
funny.
the NHL article on the website, I really like him as a person and a player. Says Canucks general manager Patrick Alvin. With the competition we have here, we couldn't provide a spot for him, so they shipped him off to Chicago. Blackhawks coach Luke Richardson worked with Beauvillier previously in 2017-2018 when he was an assistant coach for the Islanders, so some history there.
Yeah.
Wishing Beauvillier all the best. He was a really good player in New York, really good player in Vancouver so far. Hopefully he has some success with a
And he gets to play with
subpar
Bedard. So.
Chicago team. Yeah, he's probably going to be sharing some ice time with him, I would think.
Yeah. Speaking of just taking it to one last topic before we close out. We got 2 minutes left. Speaking of
You
drafts.
literally have a minute. Go.
Speaking of drafts.
Oh, right.
We got news this week.
Yeah.
That we're doing the All-Star draft for the All-Star game. I think this is a really, really cool idea. I'm
love the
excited to
draft.
see what happens.
I think it's dumb that they're worried about people's feelings getting hurt taken last at an All-Star game.
Yeah, no, they're all
That part's
making
dumb.
millions of dollars. Who cares? They get to go have fun.
Also-
they don't have to try.
Yeah,
They should try, but they don't have to.
It seems dumb to do that part at the end, so they
Stuff-
don't have
Yeah.
a last pick. But I mean, otherwise the draft's gonna be fun.
Yeah, stuff we'll make time for is they're going to have some celebrity appearances there. Next week, we're going to predict what celebrities there are because we want to do that this week,
Justin
but there was
Bieber.
simply no time.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, thank you guys very much.
Yeah, thanks
that
for
was a
listening.
really fun show. I enjoyed
that hour flew by. We
That
had
did
so much
fly
talking
by.
about.
We
Now we
didn't
gotta
even
go
have
to
a
class.
tunes.
Yeah, for this week, I've been Alex Burke with Phil Tremblay
Yes, sir.
and Landon Brown.
Goodbye
next
and love
week.
you all.
We'll see you guys next week.
Or at the Teddy Bear Toss.
That too. Say hi to Phil.